Hi, everyone, and welcome to the latest episode of the Film Hounds podcast. I am joined by Paul and David, and it's me. We have no guest again. Don't judge us. And this episode, we're going to be discussing basically what we've been watching this week. So let's dive in.
Paul, this will be the perfect time for you to do an impression and pretend we do have a guest.
Can I just say, Katie had a go at me and go, how about we don't do any singing this episode?
Yeah,
and literally her introduction is Film Hounds Podcast. Let's get the podcast. We're talking movies and films and
I literally sang one line. I didn't do a whole thing. Didn't do a little
Welcome to the
dizzy thing.
Film Hounds Podcast. It's with David and Paul and Katie. We're talking movies and pictures and flicks and films with David and Paul.
We should have a rule, no singing.
That rule's gonna get fucking broken. Many impressions.
I'm so tired. Okay, right.
Like any long-running series, we have to have an obligatory musical episode.
We've not been running that long yet. I'm hoping to be dead before we get to that point.
Even Star Trek, even Star Trek Strange New Worlds had a musical episode.
I'm so laughing at what David just said.
What?
Sorry.
What was the show on Amazon about Transparent? That was a really good show. And I think the final episode, they made a musical one. So what you're saying is probably true. And it's just like written into all contracts.
Buffy had one. You remember when Scrubs had a musical episode? Scrubs had one.
What series was that? I may have clocked out.
Is that coming back as well?
Oh, please no.
Season must have been like season 7, maybe.
All right,
6 or 7.
Then yeah, I wouldn't know. I stayed till
just
5.
Turk had a baby by that point.
I mean,
that's where the song "Everything Comes Down to Poo" from the top of your head to the sole of your shoe.
I did actually remember watching this. I think I blocked it out of my mind because I think Scrubs was something that I really enjoyed pre-university, and then when I got to university, it just became like a oversaturated thing.
You outgrew it, and you was watching it. What was you watching?
But also, my roommate would fall asleep. And he would leave the menu playing all night. So all I could hear was the...
I'm no Superman.
Yeah. Oh, God. Non-stop. And if it wasn't that... It wasn't even the lyrics. It was just the music jingle. So... But if it wasn't Scrubs, it was Chip and Dale. I would just hear it was just constantly Chip and Dale. Like on a loop.
It sounds like he hated you and was trying to like get you to leave.
You know, they played the Barney theme in Guantanamo Bay as torture. Maybe he was trying to Guantanamo Bay torture you.
Do you know what? I don't want to give him credit because, he wasn't too bright. His dad famously said when he was trying to get a sofa bed in this tiny room, and he got trapped. His parents brought around the sofa bed, and the sofa bed got stuck in the doorway, but he was inside and everybody was on the outside. He was just like, son, you're good with cameras, but you're shit at life.
I thought his dad just went, pivot.
No, he was so pissed off though when he finally got out of there. But we were all like, why are we trying to get a sofa bed in a tiny room?
Yeah. I used to like Scrubs, but everybody said that I was like Dr. Kelso, I think as an insult, and I took it as a compliment because I loved Kelso.
So we should have had Chloe join, but as we've already got to the point, I'd say, I don't know, 6 episodes in, people have actually listened now and they're like, no, thank you. I like my reputation. And they're like, I'm very busy.
After do you know what it is? It's because that clip you put online of people going, Paul makes a shocking revelation. I'm a cocaine addicted football hooligan.
I thought that was like, the hook.
The hook is what's this football hooligan going to say to this woman on this podcast?
Why?
This woman.
A woman.
You keep changing.
You're a woman.
You keep changing your shirt. It's Millwall this week, Chelsea last week, so you're not a real fan, are you?
Mate, it's always Millwall. Millwall's not just a team; it's a way of life. So I've heard.
I was gonna
I
say, you
wouldn't
both
know.
into football? Because
No, the irony is, I absolutely hate football.
okay, that's fine. Wait,
I
David,
hate
you like
football.
football?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. I know you like wrestling.
Excuse me, Kay. How do you know that?
I meant the show, like, when people wrestle. Oh my God.
He
Yeah.
likes oiling himself up and wrestling. But
Shit with himself.
welcome to the Film Hounds podcast.
Yeah. Why do you think we always have our tops off when we start?
We're just changing we've got our new wrestling looks.
That's why I shave my head to keep me nice and aerodynamic for the wrestling.
That's also why I shaved my head.
I think you look fucking hardcore with a shaved head.
Well, I shaved half my head once, and my parents were like, "This is why you can't get a job." But to be honest, I did actually get a job. I got a job working at Blockbuster. That's how old I am.
When it grew back or before?
Before I grew
Yeah.
back.
Did you get a job in a 1980s teen movie?
Well, no, that would have been cool. This was just like with a very awful manager who basically bullied someone out of their job, and then basically knew everyone was going to lose their job because obviously it's Blockbuster. We know what happened to them, and didn't tell
No, what happened?
anyone.
I've still got a Blockbuster's loyalty card. Why? What are you telling me?
That'll be worth money soon. But like
Was it Bob
back in
Holness?
2012, this was not good times.
Was it Bob Holness, the boss?
Bob who?
Was that Blockbusters?
I don't remember who the CEO of Blockbuster was, but I just remember my manager being awful. Like
You know
he
what?
was so lazy. Like he'd drop something on the floor right next to me, and he'd be like, not in a sexual way, by the way. He'd just be like, "Oh, could you pick that up?" And I'd be like, "It's a pencil. Just bend down." He's like, "I can't."
There was a Blockbuster in Sutton that was there until I was working at Odeon, so it was there to at least 2013. But I feel like
It
that
was
was
yeah. So basically, I worked in a Blockbuster. I'm not going to say the location. Um, but it was there in 2012, and then I was there for like 5 months, and then they were like, everyone's been made redundant. And one store in the town over, they were like, you can either go there or take redundancy. And I was like, I'm taking that redundancy money because I never thought I'd get anything. But yeah, it was there till 2012, and then I think a year later, or maybe even months later, anybody who moved over to the other store basically didn't get their redundancy pay. They just all lost their jobs because the company just collapsed. But to be honest, like most of the people I worked with at that store weren't great. So
Was it a bit like a movie version of High Fidelity where everyone's like, I can't believe that you're renting fucking this movie. Why aren't you watching Fitzcarraldo or Aguirre Raffaget? Basically, I'm imagining what Quentin Tarantino was like when he worked in a video. Oh my God, I can't believe that you're renting RoboCop 3. You should be renting Aguirre Raffaget.
we didn't even have RoboCop 3. We didn't have old stuff. If it was, and nothing, there was I think the oldest film was like 10 years old. They didn't really have old stuff in the shop by then. But no, what we got, so there was a pub that used to be around the corner from the Blockbuster, and we used to get the drunks who would come in with their kids, rent a film, and then drive off. And then I remember one of the guys I worked with was just like, that guy is drunk and he's driving his kids home, and he ran out and he was just like, that's not happening. And I was just like, this happens every Sunday, so I'm just going to carry on.
I don't care.
Or we got junkies who used to come from the other corner place, not the pub, different place. Junkies would come in and be like, "What's?"
I was gonna say, what's the top film for junkies? Top 5 films for junkies.
Horror films. They just wanted to watch horror films for 99p. So we had a horror wall. That horror
tells them how to do it.
I don't think they knew. I think they knew what they were doing. They were very
I need to learn how to take this skag. Have you got train spotting, lass?
It's because they're not really going to concentrate on it. So they're watching the cheap horror, not the good horror, just to say. The 99p wall suggests like it's going to be cheap.
They're not watching elevated horror from A24.
Actually, we also used to get people coming in and complaining about films that were subtitled, even though there was a massive sticker saying subtitled. Like there was a guy who rented The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, and he was like, "There's something wrong with the film."
That's why.
And I was like,
That's why I put
The dragon tattoo. They all sound like Swedish Chef. What's going on?
DVDs were out by the end of Blockbusters, weren't they?
Yeah, Blu-rays as well. Like Blu-rays, DVDs, they were all
I
there.
got no concept of time.
Games sold a lot of games.
Do you remember? Do you remember the Netflix series which is also a slap in the face? The Blockbuster TV series.
The sitcom.
Yeah, that had Randall
Park.
Park and Amy Santiago from Brooklyn
Yes.
Nine-Nine. I so wanted to like that show, but I think the trick they missed was that they set it in the last ever Blockbuster, and it's like, no, set it in the 90s. Make it just a sitcom in a workplace in a Blockbuster. Also,
Yeah,
not being funny, Netflix making a show about Blockbuster is kind of like burning down someone's house and then the next day walking past with a tent. Like, come on. Like, you already killed them. Don't then desecrate their grave.
Yeah, it wasn't very good. It was just very much
good.
like rom-commy and it lost its pizzazz.
I wanted it to be more like Superstore, but set in a Blockbuster.
Hey guys, I need to set the scene. We're at a party. We're at the film critics. Drinks. That's actually tomorrow night. 2 nights in a row.
Yeah, can you believe it?
I'm still drunk from the Oscars party. I can't believe we're just partying so much with all our
I'm
Hollywood
just drunk.
pals.
I can't believe we're on smack and a Blockbuster.
I can't believe we're all junkies.
What are we doing in Blockbusters? Doing smack?
To be fair, we already knew that I was a junkie because I'm a cocaine addicted football hooligan.
Call back to the last episode.
There's a narrative going across all the episodes. There'll be a season finale.
Well, I was going to say the other one that I used to go to, the one that people got ferried off to and then didn't get their redundancy pay when they lost their jobs. That got turned into a screw fit on a main high street. Who's going to a screw fit on a main high street where there's like, Holland and Barrett and
my dad would
WH Smith
to browse, even though you can't really browse on them, he'd go in and have a look at the catalogue.
But why? It's a weird one. They should just bring back video stores. I mean, if we're really going to talk about, did you remember that video chain called Apollo?
Not really, no.
There was a couple around my area, but the thing is, one day they were full, the next day empty, and the doors were shut, and all that was left were these sad Christmas decorations that were limply left in the window, and it was there for like a year or 2 years, and everyone was like, "What happened to Apollo Video?" Overnight,
I think that Filmhound should branch into original programming, and we should make a Blockbuster sitcom, but set in the 90s, where we're employees of a Blockbuster, and I can play the really depressed guy that is like, I only watch films where everyone dies.
In the 90s. Sorry, it's before my time. I can't remember in the 90s.
Set in the 90s.
I am the youth. I am the youth.
Someone coming and going, do you have True Lies out yet? No, it just came out in the cinema, you bell end.
Funny enough, the last thing I rented from a video store was that Nicholas Nickleby film with Jamie Bell in it, where he plays Smike. If anyone's Charles Dickens fan and knows what characters I'm talking about, but I went in there and specifically asked for that.
Katie, enough about Blockbusters. There's something actually happening at the moment. The BFI Flare Film Festival. Katie.
Yes, it is. I've got the booklet right here in front of me. Although just as a disclaimer, I was meant to go see a film yesterday, but alas, I couldn't make it because I was stuck at work. But that's the boring side. I won't mention what film it was because it deserves better. But the film I did see on the opening night was The Wedding Banquet.
Ooh, a remake of the Ang Lee film.
Yes, well
which,
done.
which I love very much. The Wedding Banquet, the original, very, very funny.
Well,
Was it Arle Gua, who plays the mother in the original? Very good.
um, yeah, so I actually haven't seen the
Oh,
original, alas.
oh,
I
I
did see a
recommend
trailer
it.
though.
I recommend it.
Yeah,
Very good.
do you know, after seeing this one, which was it was decent, I do want to go back on and watch the original. But this
Do
one
good.
was fun because the cast is it's a really good cast.
Who's in it?
But so it's Bowen Yang,
Oh, I like him.
Lily Glad, yeah, Lily Gladstone,
Oh,
Kelly Marie Tran. If you remember her from Star Wars, you know, she was totally ditched at the end. Yes.
yeah,
She
Rose
was done
Tico
dirty in
and
Star Wars. But here
Raya
she's
and the
come out.
Last Dragon as well. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yes, exactly. And then it is, sorry, I'm just trying to find his name. Oh, Joan Chen's in it actually. She was there as well. So all these people were there at the premiere and they were all asked questions and stuff. It was very fun. It was very there was a like it was a really good atmosphere at Flare where everyone just seems really happy and just really there to have a good time. And I think the Wedding Banquet, it's a rom-com and it's standard, but it's you know, it was a good opener, you know, it got everyone in the mood. Yeah, so I pretty much I really enjoyed it. But for those of you who don't know the story,
I do
it's
not. I
about
do not.
do you want to know?
Yes, I nodded.
So it's about two couples who live together. You got Lily Gladstone and Kelly Marie Tran, who've been dating a while and they're trying to get pregnant. And then on the other side, you got Bowen Yang and Korean actor. I am so sorry. I've got a list because there's a couple of names here. I think anyone who's a big fan of him is going to really crucify me for this. I think it's Han Ji Chan. I think it's him.
Oh, is that correct?
Yeah.
Thank you. There we go. Um, this is his first role in an English speaking film.
Han Ji Chan. Yeah, Han Ji Chan.
Yeah. Anyway, so him and Bowen Yang are in a couple, and he's about to be basically sent back to Korea by his grandmother, who wants him to run the company, and he wants to stay in America and stay with his boyfriend because he's very much in love with him. And he even proposes, but Bowen Yang is very much like against marriage. And they never really delve into why, but he just wants to be with his boyfriend, and but Han Ji Chan wants to get married. And then it becomes a necessity because his visa is also about to be has also about to expire. So it all becomes necessary for him to stay, but Bowen Yang won't marry him. So he then decides to propose to Kelly Marie Tran. And in exchange for her marrying him to keep him in the country, he would give the couple money so that they can pay for their IVF. But of course, all of these it sounds convoluted as I'm explaining it, but on screen you're just like, yep, this is definite rom-com fodder. Like you could like crazy like plan, overcomplicatedness, like families getting it interfering with each other, like that kind of chaos. And it's from there it kind of just snowballs into this was a really bad idea. And eventually Han Ji Chan's grandmother from Korea comes to visit to check on her grandson. And the whole thing is that his family doesn't know he's gay. And his grandfather, you never see on screen, but his grandfather apparently is massive homophobe and would not approve of this and would cut him off with nothing. So the whole plan is to keep him in the country so he can figure things out with his boyfriend and also to make sure he doesn't get cut off with no money. But yeah, it's a very fun fun film.
This sounds like a more complicated version of the film we saw at the film festival together.
A Nice Indian
Nice
Boy.
Indian Boy. Is it a bit better than that, would you say?
Well, in A Nice Indian Boy, his family knows he's gay. And I would say that was more serious, whereas I feel like a wedding banquet or the wedding banquet, there's a bit more fun to it.
Okay.
And the serious stuff is left for the individual couples when they have their conversations about what they're going to do with their life, basically. And there's a couple of side plots where Kelly Marie Chan has a whole problem with her mum, who is played by Joan Chen, and they don't get along, but Joan Chen's trying to make up for how she used to treat her daughter. And so there's a couple of like side plots going on and everything, but the main plot is about the four friends just trying to get through this chaotic decision they decided to go through. But with a nice Indian boy, I think it's a bit more straightforward
Okay.
because they know he's gay and he just wants to get married. Or does he? That's the whole question.
Yeah. Would you recommend that? What is it actually? Is it going to be released?
It is. I've forgotten the date. Apologies. It's in May though. It comes out in the UK in May. So I think it's May 9th.
Okay. Would you
So there's some
recommend
time. So anybody who loves rom-coms, absolutely go and see it because you'll really love it. If you love the cast or any member of the cast, go and see it. But if you're expecting Bowen Yang to be like on tip-top comedy form, that's not what his role is about.
that? Okay.
He actually is he plays it down a bit in this film. But yeah, if you love the cast, go. But other than that, it's probably one you don't have to desperately run to the cinema to see unless you love the cast and you love rom-coms.
I don't love rom-coms.
Then you're not invited, David.
Okay. I'm out of the pie.
My question is, so obviously it's part of BFI Flare. What is BFI Flare for those that don't know? What is it? What is it about? What makes it so interesting?
So let me just introduce Clotilde, our new features editor, who was supposed to join us today. Oh no, Chloe, you're not here. I'm joking. She'll be Clotilde will join us soon. So, but yeah, Katie, what is it?
What is it?
It's all on you now. It's
Oh,
all on
great.
you.
What is the BFI Flare? What sets it apart from other festivals? What is its USP?
So, BFI Flare, it's celebrating its 39th year.
39.
39. It's
Older,
been going that long.
older than me.
Just wanted to get that in there.
I am still the youth since I said it 5 minutes ago.
But yeah, the biggest thing about BFI Flare is that it celebrates LGBTQIA plus narratives and filmmakers and in general that community. And so all the films, events, short programs, it's all centered around that community and celebrating their creativity.
So I had a day off in the week and I thought, oh, I'll go use some time. I looked it up to see what was on. The only thing the time I had was a talk from Bowen Yang. So he actually had a talk. I didn't go to it. I instead, as always with this podcast, I'm a week late from what we were speaking about, but I saw Opus. But yeah.
Hey,
Yeah. But you spoke about it last week, so I won't give my views. And I haven't
you can
shared.
at the end.
Do you like the end?
You can at the end.
Oh, I thought you said you like the end when you could leave the cinema. Um,
Oh, I quite like Opus. Yeah.
but the Bowen Yang, just continuing about him, but I don't know if it's been on over here, but I saw Aquafina is Nora from Queens. So I didn't know.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
It's so good.
Yeah.
I love it. There's one series I watched recently. I was thinking, I
Yeah.
really hope they make another series.
There's 2 series.
There's-
I started to watch season 2 and then it disappeared.
Is
So
it? I think there's
watch the rest.
I think there's 3. Maybe they're not.
Is that 3 series now? But yeah, he's in that. He plays his cousin, doesn't he?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's really funny. And when I first started watching it, I did think, like most people probably thought it was a bit of a rip-off of Broad City, but I
4
was
and 3 and 2 and
yeah,
what?
not a rip-off, very similar theme, but it does go off in a different direction. I'd probably say a sweeter direction.
I did used to love Broad City. Big fan of Broad City. Love them ladies.
Yeah, I randomly I watched an episode last night.
What, Broad City or Nora from Queens?
Broad City. I've still not finished all of that either.
I never watched Broad City, but I watched clips of it because it's kind of like you can just pick things out of context and just enjoy it.
The episode where Ilana meets it's Alia Shawkat, and it's like her doppelganger, and they
Yes.
start a relationship.
Yes,
It's great.
I did see
That's
that.
a great episode.
You know, I love Aaliyah Showkat, so that's what I was like. I
Yeah,
need to watch this episode because I like
she
her.
is. Alia is possibly one of the most underrated actors. So good in everything. Great in Arrested Development as maybe as well.
Did you see the film? It's called Babes. It was last
Oh no, I
last
haven't
Oh,
year.
seen that.
with Michelle Bateau,
I, yeah, I think
Bateau.
so. It's kind of disappointing, I thought, and it misses Abby in it because it's basically Broad City when her growing up. It's just like this doesn't work. Doesn't work.
I'm yet to see Babes. It's in a box set that I need to watch.
No, I've not seen Babes, but I liked False Positive. I thought it was absolutely ridiculous.
I need
I
to
didn't.
watch
I,
that.
It was like the hand that rocks the cradle, and I just enjoyed the absolute hell out of it. Got an absolute
yeah.
slating, and I thought it was just.
Oh, I didn't think it deserved that. It's good. I found it very unnerving and disturbing. And
Yeah.
I feel like there's just like an influx of tons of films about women trying to get pregnant or being pregnant, and I'm kind of done with that.
Well, if you want to talk about unnerving, have I got a film? Have I got a film that's out in cinemas for you folk? Have
That's
either of
sarcasm.
you? Yeah, of course it. No, well, maybe.
You're making me nervous, Paul.
Have either of you heard of a little studio called Walt Disney Motion Pictures? Because that teeny tiny little indie studio's got a teeny tiny little film out this week.
Are you telling a
That's
little white sleigh?
I'm
Eh,
telling her.
no.
Am I telling us? Am I telling a dwarf-sized lie? A Snow White lie? Am I? Yes, Snow White's out, guys.
Oh God.
Everybody, rejoice, for Snow White is out, and boy, do I regret seeing it. Not because of the film, but because of the internet.
Oh,
That's why I'm enjoying it. The memes about like not memes, the comment section on the trailer turning into a song. I just have that in my mind now.
you've reviewed it for Film Hounds? Are you getting abuse or something?
Yeah, I'm getting a barrage of abuse.
My names are very clever, aren't they? The different names I use.
I'm not even being funny.
Dopey.
Is it even worth me talking about the film or the abuse?
Talk
Because I
about
could
the
talk
abuse
about
because I
both.
don't care about the film. So
The film is fine, right? Let me just say, the film is fine. It's neither awful nor great. It is
where
fine.
would you rank it within the terrible
If
live action films that
if
Disney's spat out?
if the high watermark of the live action remakes is, say, something like The Jungle Book
Yeah.
or The 101 Dalmatians with Glenn Close,
Oh
that's
my
like
God.
that's like the
Gold.
great ones. And if the worst of the worst is like, say, The Lion King, which
Yeah.
is an abomination, Snow
Yep.
White ranks somewhere around the middle-ish, about where Aladdin would be.
That's,
Not
that's,
great.
yeah, that's all right.
Yeah, no.
I mean,
This
Aladdin's
is
got problems, but yeah.
I had an awkward moment. Is it awkward? I went in the middle of the day in the West End and sat in my seat. And there's no one else in there apart from one man. And
having a wank.
no, it's nothing as bad as that. And well, until I sat down. But I sat right behind him. It's because that was my seat. Is that weird?
Yes, it is. You get up and move when the film starts. You do not sit next to behind or next
I
to.
did.
Once the BBFC like rating logo comes up you get find another seat.
I mean, even before then, if
Don't
you
be a
got there like
creepy
5 minutes before the start, you'd scan the room. One guy, the four places you don't sit: in front of him, beside him, or behind him.
Yeah, I moved a couple of seats to the left.
Or you
Okay.
do, and halfway through the film, you lean forwards and go, "Are you enjoying the film? Would you like a jelly baby?"
The etiquette is you don't sit right behind the one person in the cinema. And
It's a bit weird.
No.
It's like when you're on a bus and someone just sits next to you and there's all those seats and
I
you're
hate
like,
that.
for fuck's sake, man.
It's happened to me multiple times on a bus, on a train, and in the cinema. And I've had
There's
to
a
move 4
whole
times in the cinema.
empty. There's a whole empty bus. Just sit somewhere
Anywhere.
else. Don't sit
Stand
next
anywhere.
to me.
I got my ticket first. I think I got my ticket first. I wouldn't have purposely booked it. So this pervert wanted me to sit behind him.
No, do you know what it is? If that guy had bought his ticket at the box office, they would automatically put them next to you. That's what they do.
Weird.
I
It is
never
weird.
did
It's
that.
very annoying. Yeah, it's kind of what the system does, and most people can't be bothered. They're like, right, it's putting you next to another
Because I'm
human
not a-
being. I'll just
Because I'm not a
carry on.
degenerate sadist that wants. Or who knows?
Yeah,
You could
no
have
one
struck
thinks
up
logically.
you could have struck up a conversation with him, and it could have been the start of a beautiful friendship.
I'm not in a cinema. I can't talk to someone in a cinema.
You could talk to them after. Did you enjoy that?
No,
You were
if
lo-
someone started doing that, I'd be like, mate, I don't know you. Actually, I'd probably be like, oh yeah, very nice, and I'd run away.
You
But
were
that's me,
laughing like
'cause-
you enjoyed it.
Oh,
I can tell by your
creepy.
body language you were enjoying it.
Oh, but did you actually like Opus?
I,
What was your
I- well,
I
thought?
thought it was okay. I think I went into with very low expectations after your review. So
To be honest
yeah,
with
it's
you,
fine.
you say this about you go into a lot of films.
Yeah,
with
no, I
very low-
do. Because I
You like films at all? For someone who runs a film magazine, you're like, this is going to be shit. It's good, but it's not Little Shop of Horrors.
but there's so many films that I hear the hype. I hear all the hype because of running film magazine. I see it, I'm like, this is not the best film ever. Because as I think we said before, it's either the best film ever or the worst film ever. You can't. No one says it's just an alright film
Do
anymore.
you ever, if you see a film, do you ever then go, I wonder what our actual official review said? And do you get angry if the star rating is like, if you thought it was like crap, and then you're like, my magazine gave this 5 stars.
Do you know what? I look at people's reviews, or if I've already edited them and I've seen the film, or then I see it afterwards, I'm always like, I don't agree.
You've never heard of them again. I'll be honest with you. If I disagree with them, they're gone.
What?
No, I don't. Each to their own. Each to their own.
That's kind of expected.
People that give constant 5 stars is my biggest gripe, really. It's just always 5 stars. I'm like, you love film, but come on, be constructive.
Who
Okay,
gives
I
five-
Generally.
very rarely give out 5 stars, but I gave 5 stars to Flow, as expected.
Yeah.
I gave 5 stars to Wicked and to Oppenheimer. And I stand by both of them.
I think Oppenheimer I gave 3.5.
Oh, I gave 5 stars. But then again,
It's good. but
I had a lovely viewing experience. I went to the Science Museum. David was
that's
there.
nice. I've got a segue again on something because we're talking about when you said, "Do you even like films?" This reminded me what I heard on the bus today.
On the bus,
There was-
the bus corner.
I was on the bus today, and there was a couple of guys. I can't say how old they were. Maybe they were like 18 or something. And they were complaining. One of them was complaining about his dad watching some dead films. He was like, "Oh, they were from like the 1960s or something. There was something wrong with the picture."
Black and white.
And it really made me laugh. But I was like having to stifle it because I was like, I can't be listening into that conversation. But he was just moaning. He's just like, yeah, man, I love films. But like, yeah, my dad just watches really crap dead films. They're all from like the 60s or something. And I was thinking, you don't like films. If you don't like films from all eras,
No.
You like
Come on.
movies. You don't like films. You like movies.
like movies. Yes, precisely. Sorry, really weird segue, but that just made me laugh.
And they won't be listening to this because, as we know, Film Hounds podcast is a film podcast for film fans by film fans. Get it on a t-shirt. Get it on a t-shirt. Get it on a t-shirt.
Actually, yeah, we should make them and send them, make everyone wear it tomorrow.
For anyone that's blind, this episode is in black and white because it's a very arty edition. And on that note, that's all we've got time for this week. Thanks everyone for listening. Please check out filmhounds.co.uk for everything else from Filmhounds. Bye-bye. And film journalism is a way to make a target on your back to get abused on Twitter.
Yep.
The end.